Hi, I'm Aaron Cushman. I just authored a new book called Public Relations Impacts the World. I'm certain that almost everyone who's watching is familiar with the fact that over the years we got accustomed to believing that everything that was published in newspapers and magazines or seen and heard on radio and television had to be the truth. Unfortunately, the fact is that it is no longer the truth. What you are getting many times is slanted information. The Pew Research Institute, a highly prestigious organization, did a study of 552 top media executives from television, newspapers, magazines, radio, in which they asked them what they thought about their own industry. And surprisingly, some of the answers were that they felt reporters were becoming sloppier, that they were using personal information instead of reporting the news. There was an overemphasis on anonymous reports, no confidence, and as a result, the public has lost its confidence in the media, and the credibility of the media has gone down. And when that happens, and has happened over the past 10 years, a number of key newspapers have slowly disappeared. I'm thinking about specific situations where there are elements of untrustworthiness. For example, there was a man named Armstrong Williams with the Copley News Syndicate, a national writer. He was paid under the table $240,000 by the previous administration, in which they hired him to push No Child Left Behind. And then there was a woman named Margaret Gallagher who worked for the Associated Press. She was a syndicated columnist, and she also had a nationally televised program. She was paid $180,000 of our taxpayers' dollars under the table so that the President of the United States, with his religious strong feeling about anti-gay marriage, was able to have her push her thinking, and that's exactly what she did over a period of time. I would tell you about the Jessica Lynch story. Jessica was an American GI, a soldier, and she was in Iraq during the war. The Pentagon released a story that she was a heroine, and when she was ambushed, she fought her way very, very valiantly, using all the ammunition in her gun, and finally she was struck by a bullet and stabbed and actually captured and taken to an Iraqi hospital. American troops rescued her, according to the Pentagon, in a firefight shortly thereafter and took her away. Now, Jessica Lynch appeared before Congress 1 year later, and she said she could not understand why the Pentagon issued such a story. She was not a heroine. She was involved in an automobile accident in Fallujah in Iraq, and she was injured in that automobile accident. There was no gunfight. She was not shot, and she was not stabbed. She was taken to an Iraqi hospital where she was cared for by an Iraqi doctor. And when the American troops came to save her, actually there were no Iraqi soldiers there to fight off. The only Iraqi present was the doctor who had taken good care of her. I might add the story about Pat Tillman, who was an NFL football player, and he left professional football to volunteer into the Army, and he served in Afghanistan, where unfortunately Pat Tillman was killed. According to the Pentagon, he was killed in an enemy firefight and subsequently given the Silver Star. But what really happened was 6 months later, the story came out that Pat Tillman was killed by friendly fire. These and other stories indicating how carefully you must be when you examine the media, looking for truth, is found in my new book, Public Relations Impacts the World, which is available on Amazon.com, at Barnes & Noble, and on my own website, Aaron Cushman Creative PR, and also it's on peppertreepress.com. Thank you.